All right, welcome back, guys. Let's get into it. We're going to look at the stock market technical analysis. We're going to use the charts to be our guide for trade ideas, trade setups, hopefully profitable ones. That's the name of the game on this channel. I'm looking for profitable trade ideas, and that's what I'm trying to point out. So if you guys are interested in trade setups, key levels to look at, profit targets, actionable, trade analysis, not just hindsight analysis, me telling you where the market went. I'm telling you where I think the market's going, where I think specific trades are going, and I'm using the charts as my guide. So if you guys find value in that, drop me a thumbs up. If you're interested in learning this as a skill set, how to read the charts yourself, how to find your own trade ideas, check out my stock market technical analysis course. I break out all the concepts into multiple videos, give you guys a checklist to really go against, and find your own trade setups, okay? I priced it affordable, link in the description below. Finally, the private member group is basically just a group where I'm giving additional trade ideas, additional market insights to that group, as well as Saturday live streams where you can ask me to review any charts you want me to look at and give my analysis on that. That's priced at $5 a month. So we're talking about pretty cheap. Link in the description below on that one if you're interested. All right, now that we're through all that, let's look at the charts. All right, tech sector. We've got CPI reading coming out tomorrow. That's the inflation reading. And that's what the market's going to move on. It's waiting to see that reading. Again, the market is based on the Fed. Everything's based on the Fed, not earnings, nothing, it's all about what is the Fed going to do and are they going to hike or not hike. So if the CPI comes out hot tomorrow, we're likely going to crash because the market is anticipating more rate hikes from the Fed. If it comes in light tomorrow, we'll probably rally. And so the market's really set up to go one way or the other, kind of a gap up or gap down basically situation. I'm going to point out what I'm seeing right now. And let me just state right now, my confidence on where the market is going in the short term is not very high. I have a lot of conflicting information right now, and I'll point out what I'm seeing. So I'm not extremely confident on what's going to happen after the CPI comes out tomorrow. Triple Qs, we've just got this bullish falling wedge pattern here. We broke out. We've been back testing for pretty much all week, at least the last couple. So far all week, we've been back testing this trend line. Support, support, support. Every time we're hitting it, we're getting little bounces off of that. Now the bounces are being sold into. They're not strong bounces. We are selling into those, but we continue to hold that. On the hourly chart, we do have bullish divergence on the PPO, and we do have it on the RSI. So that gives me pause when wanting to short, okay? You can see here, there's your hourly bullish divergence. These lows are divergent lows. So we could, it just tells me that the market is set up to rally. Doesn't have to rally, but it's definitely set up. At least Triple Q's is. If we rally, first level resistance is right here, about 267.50. We've held that as resistance so far this week. So a break up, at the end of the day, a break above that, you're probably going to rally up to, we've got a couple levels to watch, but let me go to the daily. Likely going to rally up to this 276 area. Above that, we've got 279. Okay, and if you break above that, you're probably going to hit 291 for the next move higher. If we see a rally after the CPI, and it could be pretty impulsive, we could gap up maybe pretty big, then you're probably going to run right to that 291 area before getting any kind of a pullback. So yeah, that's what I see. I definitely see the potential for a rally here. If I look at the S&P 500 on the hourly, you can see clear bullish divergence, all right here and here, and we're making new lows. These are divergent lows, so same setup. We are definitely have a setup to rally. If for some reason we don't rally and we gap down tomorrow, we're likely going to crash, okay? And by crash, I mean we're going to go down and hit those lower targets. Okay, another thing that's giving me pause on the fact that, maybe we don't crash and actually have a rally is gold and the dollar. So gold, you'll see here, we have bullish divergence, all right? Here it is. It's been building on the daily chart for quite a while now. This is our last divergent low. We have a downtrend to watch right here, kind of marked out right there. and we look like we're poised to turn up. And most likely that would be the fact that the Fed is going to, the CPI comes in less than expected. It shows the CPI is trying to pull back, and that would give the Fed some breathing room to stop hiking, or at least a pause. That's what the market would be anticipating. So gold is poised to rally, and so is the market, especially tech. So again, it doesn't have to. We can sell down here, but it definitely is set up with a bullish setup. So that gives me some pause, guys, on my short trades that I pointed out recently. And that's why my confidence is a little low. I'm seeing the potential for rallies in the market and gold. The dollar, let me show you the dollar. So here's the dollar futures, and you'll see here on the daily chart we have negative divergence on the PPO. Okay, you can see we're just not able to make new highs. We're making kind of lower highs. On the RSI, same thing. See that right there? Just barely holding on to the negative divergence in the dollar. So this last high that we made right here was a divergent high, and we're set up to move lower. All right. When I go to the hourly chart, you can see we also have this wedge to watch here. Now we've had a breakdown or a sell signal. We've been backtesting all week, but if the CPI comes out less than expected, the dollar is likely going to move lower, and it is kind of set up to do that. See the negative divergence here on the hourly? Okay, so this rise had divergent highs, and then we broke to the downside. So it's definitely a bearish setup. We're set up for the dollar to move lower, and again, that's just telling me that we could get the rally here. So here's what I'm planning on doing by the end of the day. I'm going to lighten up a lot of my short positions. I just need to trim them down and lower my risk. Now, I do give up the potential to catch at least the first initial move of a crash with a full-size position, but it's too much risk. For me, it's just too much risk to go into the CPI reading, with a gamble, not exactly knowing how things are going to set up, but with the charts all set up to go against me in terms of a short position. And so I have to limit that risk, and that's what I plan to do unless something crazy changes. That's going to be the game plan going into the CPI tomorrow. So it's kind of a repeat of yesterday. I talk about how the charts are set up. We're set up to rally in tech. We're set up to rally in gold. We're set up for a drop in the dollar. And that's what the charts are telling me. My gut, my instinct is telling me that we're going to crash. But what I've decided to do again is we'll just split the difference, right? Charts are saying one thing, my instinct's saying another. I'm going to split the difference, and that's why I'm going to be lowering my position size, reducing some risk. So if I'm wrong, and I don't know, which way it's going to go, obviously, then I need to be wrong small, or a lot less than a full-size position. It's just, name of the game here is to reduce risk. Keep the risk as small as we possibly can. There always is some risk, but that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. Okay, and then finally, we'll look at bonds. This is TLT. So on the daily chart, you'll see here, if I zoom in, grab the right tool, zoom in here, still have bullish divergence. It's just, kind of barely there, but it's still there. We're moving up in momentum. We haven't made a new low. And same with the RSI. Let me zoom in. There it is right there. So all these, as we're dropping in the TLT, we're building bullish divergence, telling me that a reversal is likely soon. I don't know exactly when. We don't have a buy signal. We don't have a breakout. We have this downward channel to watch. And if we get a breakout, then these could rally. I suspect if we, again, if the CPI comes in lighter than expected, we're probably going to get the breakout tomorrow morning in TLT. And that means interest rates will be falling. And tech should rally off of that. So that's kind of the setup, guys. It's just the charts are set up for my position right now and how the charts are set up. So I've kind of tried to make that apparent now. Okay, individual stocks that we've looked at. Here's the setups. First Solar, still holding that support level, 127.30. Just another test and another support. All right, 1, 2, 3. We've done that the last 3 days. We've dipped below it, and the buyers are stepping in there and holding it above. So no change. I'm not in a position on this one currently, just waiting for a sell signal, which would come on an impulsive break of 127, 127.30 basically. I need to see impulsive selling as we clearly take out that level. Now, it's probably going to come in the form of a gap down. I suspect we've been kind of chopping sideways, plateauing. We have negative divergence on both momentum indicators. So I do think, if I can get my chart right, there it is. All right, so there's your negative divergence on the PPO, and it's on the RSI. So I think we're going to cut. I do think we are going to get a gap down, but I just don't see it yet. Okay, Tesla. So Tesla has on the hourly chart this downtrend line to watch. We're starting to break above it today. However, it's not that impulsive of a breakout, and it's right ahead of the CPI. So I suspect they sell this thing down, and it goes back below this trend. But it is a break above it as of right now. So if the buyers continue to step in, then it is a breakout, and that's something to watch for. The other thing is you have bullish divergence on the hourly. So it is telling me that it's definitely set up for a breakout, the potential for a breakout. That's the point, and I really want to kind of just wrap it up here. The point is that the markets are all set to rally. If we don't rally and we get a gap down tomorrow, we should see a pretty strong couple days of selling, where you're going to have margin calls and all kinds of stuff going on, because a bullish setup that doesn't play out it is just extremely bearish, and you should get just a rush for the exit. So that is all I have. We'll obviously have to play it by ear, and the CPI comes out tomorrow before the bell, so we'll know what happens in the morning. All right, guys, that's all I got. Drop me a thumbs up on your way out. Catch you on the next one. Bye.